The path to ruin. The multi-dimensional cost of gambling addiction. Gambling is far more than a simple fiscal hazard. It is a corrosive social pathology that dismantles the individual from within and radiates destruction into the fabric of the community. Below are the 4 primary pillars of devastation wrought by gambling addiction. 1. Fiscal insolvency and the debt spiral. The damage begins with the eradication of one's financial foundation, often escalating into a permanent state of economic servitude. The liquidation of life long-term. Assets, pensions, property, and decades of savings are often vaporized in a volatile, irrational instant. The usury trap. To chase losses, victims frequently descend into the shadow economy, borrowing from predatory lenders and high-interest debt syndicates, creating a cycle of interest compounding misery that is mathematically impossible to outrun. The erosion of subsistence. As capital vanishes, individuals find themselves unable to secure the basic pillars of life, leading to homelessness, food insecurity, and total indigence. 2. Neurobiological and psychological erosion. Gambling addiction is a profound dysregulation of the brain's reward circuitry, physically rewiring the mind to prioritize the high-stakes stimulus. Above all else, the descent into comorbidity, the relentless cycle of loss and self-loathing, precipitates severe clinical depression, generalized anxiety, and chronic insomnia, with suicidal ideation standing as the most tragic endpoint. Anhedonia and cognitive decay. Constant exposure to hyperstimulation leaves the brain indifferent to the subtle joys of daily life. The ability to make rational, delayed gratification decisions is effectively silenced by the addict's impulsive feedback loop. The somatic toll. The body is not immune. Chronic high-level cortisol exposure manifests as hypertension, cardiac distress, and gastrointestinal failure. 3. The collapse of the domestic sphere. Gambling is rarely a solitary vice. It acts as a nuclear blast within the family unit, inflicting the deepest wounds on the most innocent parties. The bankruptcy of trust, constant deception, secret borrowing, and the systematic looting of shared assets shatter the foundation of human connection, turning spouses and children into targets of manipulation. The dissolution of kinship. Financial ruin and erratic psychological states act as catalysts for domestic instability, frequently culminating in violence, separation, and the total atomization of the family. Intergenerational trauma. The neglect suffered by children in gambling-afflicted households creates a cycle of emotional instability and educational disadvantage that often persists for generations. 4. Societal fragmentation and criminality. Beyond the individual, gambling creates a negative externality that leaches resources from society at large. Professional atrophy. As obsession eclipses obligation, performance plummets, leading to the total abandonment of career and academic milestones, effectively turning productive members of society into economic dropouts. The criminal imperative. As desperation mounts, the barrier between law-abiding behavior and criminal activity dissolves. Fraud, embezzlement, and theft become the necessary means for the gambler to secure the next stake. The aggregate social burden society pays a hidden but heavy price in the form of massive, tax-funded expenditures directed toward law enforcement, judicial proceedings, addiction rehabilitation, and welfare support for the destitute. A note on intervention. Gambling addiction is a biochemical trap that cannot be escaped through sheer force of will. Recovery is a specialized medical and psychological process. If you or a loved one are caught in this cycle, professional intervention is the only viable path to restoration.